Uyie, this is your Araling Panlipunan exam for the third quarter. Okay? So let's start with Philippine biography. Who is Juan Luna?
Okay, so Juan Luna isn't only is a famous painter, but he's also a diplomat. He's also a sportsman, and yes, I mostly know him as a painter, and he's a Filipino painter, and he um and his father was Joaquin Luna, and also he was his father was from Zambales, but then they all Juan's 7 brothers, including him, moved to um Ilocos Norte, and they were raised there. And uh, and and as you know, Antonio Luna is actually his brother, and Antonio is grew up to be a famous general, and um, Juan he traveled in to Europe a lot, and um, he also made some of his famous paintings like the Death of Cleopatra, and um, oh yeah, and I also want to mention that Juan Luna has a very bad temper, and he 1892 he killed his wife.
Okay, I was gonna go to that. That was my next question actually. What do you think are his vices and what do you think are his virtues? So you said he
Had terrible
had
temper.
a terrible temper, so that's his what?
Um, Vice.
Yes. Okay, tell me about that.
Um, well, he, yes, he does have a terrible temper, but I don't know about his virtues, but because I mostly am not really learning about how he is acting. Like I'm mostly learning about what he's doing, like what his paintings are, and who is he meeting, what is his hobbies. But so I don't really know his virtues that much.
Alright. Okay. But can't you tell anything good about him?
Oh yeah, okay. He's very good at painting, and also I think he fences with I think um Horizontal.
Yes.
Yeah, she's good at sports, and he's also good at arts.
Wow. Why did he kill his wife?
Because he's very angry. But I didn't really. Um, it just said it at the first page that he killed his wife.
Yeah?
He, I for, he it mentioned who he married, but I forgot who he married.
Okay. Next question. Uh, let's go to Rizal. Okay. When he was executed.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? What was the effect of the death of Rizal on the Filipinos?
Um, like how they thought of him. I think they looked up to him so much, and he was he's so talented. He knows so many languages. He also was a great doctor, and he was also good at writing books too. And he was a very good man, but Sophie said that some people look up to him too much that they pray to him as a god. Even though Jose Rizal is a Catholic and he believes in God, not himself.
So, when he died, when he was executed, how do you think the Filipinos felt?
Sad, and they felt shocked, but I think Jose Rizal wasn't ashamed of like what he did in his life.
Do you think he was afraid?
No, because he died for his country.
Yes. So what do you think that made the Filipinos feel?
They felt very proud of him and happy for what he's done, but they're also sad that he died.
If somebody were to die for you,
Like Jesus?
like Jesus, yes, and he had a cause, he had a reason. Like for example, Rizal died because he wanted the Filipinos to be free from Spanish rule. But Spain, in effect, silenced him by putting him to death. Do you think the Filipinos were silenced after that?
No.
Why?
Because they had courage now because of Jose Rizal.
Yeah. It's kind of like the apostles after Jesus rose from the dead. Were they emboldened or were they cowering in fear?
They were emboldened because they knew that since Jesus died for them, and they have a reason to also die for God too.
So it's kind of like the same. Do you think what happened when Rizal died for his country? What does that make you feel?
Happy.
Are you proud to be Filipino?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not because if I say because of the language, you're gonna make me speak it. But I know a little bit, konti lang.
Konti lang. Oh, maganda yun. Kasi Pilipino tayo. Dapat marunong mag-Pilipino.
Opo.
Sige. Next question. Okay? Tell me what you've read so far from Answering the Cry for Freedom.
Actually, it makes me understand it more. But I know that Boston, he actually made friends with one of the Englishmen, and he was also in one of the Englishmen's HQ. And also I know that the Englishmen, they were they wanted America to stop enslaving them in America and stop making them slaves. So the English they were more on the slave side, so they let them in their HQ, and that's where Boston met Violet. She was also a slave too, but in America, no one was allowed to marry, but the Englishman just secretly let them marry. And also Boston King, he also got many jobs to take care of Violet, but lots of the jobs, they were being mean to him. He was also wanting to be a carpenter, and but he was also still a slave because of America, and that's mostly what I know about right now. That yeah, that he did many jobs just to earn money. Lots of them.
Is Boston African American?
Yes.
Okay. Um, what do you think he felt being African American?
I think he felt proud of it, but he also felt sad that he had to be slave his just because of his looks and his skin tone.
Yeah. It's so sad, really, when people judge you by the way you look. What if you're disabled, but you have a great mind?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. What if you were Filipino, but not rich, but you're very smart?
And
So-
kind.
Yes. So the privileges of those who are considered superior are not accessible to those who are less privileged, but they have the same, or maybe they are way smarter.
Yeah, but Lola said you still have to get married to someone that has still money, not anyone who has actually no money, or even if they're kind, they need to still have money.
I think what Lola meant was that um, because having money equates to being smart, and having money means the person can take care of his future family. Now, if you marry somebody who doesn't know how to take care of you, that's gonna be a very big problem, because what if you have kids? Now he's not gonna take care of just his wife, but his wife and kid. And what if you have many kids? Patay na.
Yeah, and Lola said that, like, even if I'm rich, I'm not the only one who has to be the breadwinner or anything.
Okay. All right. So next, tell me the last chapter you've read in Discovery of New Worlds.
Okay, so, okay, so it's about the invention of printing, and Caxton, he was one of the ones who improved printing, and I remember, I think Germany, they were the first one who, like, caught the idea of printing. And
What's his name?
what?
What's his name? Guten. Okay.
I forgot.
Okay.
But the Germans were the ones who figured most of it, like, had the idea of it.
Mhm.
And then that idea traveled all the way to where Caxton was. I forgot where he lived, but I think it was somewhere in Europe, or
Mhm.
still in Germany. I forgot, but he also, like, improved a lot of the printing, and his worksmen also, he also hired some people to to help him with the invention, and making most of the printers, and he just gave them ideas too, and that really helped with lots of people, because we also have a printer, and that also helps with making books.
Mhm.
And actually, that was the time where people the first like printed Bible was actually